With the washing machine, and we need to order a part to repair it with. So I'm just using the laundromat right now. I actually kind of enjoy it. This is the only time I come to the laundromat. I am here by 4 o'clock on Saturday morning because there is nobody else here. Nobody else really shows up until 5:30. And I like to take this time to finish up editing, because I sit here for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and this is my Saturday morning routine every once in a while. It's not every Saturday. I don't do my laundry every week. I have way too many clothes for that.
Today's project for me is putting shift solenoids in that car, but I'm stalling because I don't want to do it. I don't know why I'm stalling. It's only getting warmer. It's supposed to hit 99 degrees today, but whatever. I'll probably have to throw a tarp over me. Yeah, I got it on the sunny side too. I'll definitely have to throw a tarp over me. I've already played musical vehicles. I parked the van in the front yard there. Parked this van here because most of my tools are in the back of it. The rest are in the shipping container, and I'm going to fix it there. So Connor's down here. He's going to help me. Alyson and Connor got here yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, just yesterday. Time flies. They got here yesterday, and this is Alyson's new car. The Highlander I got her, she blew up the engine on. So she's been walking to work, and Connor found this for $100, said it needed a transmission. I'm like, you should go take a look at it. He went and took a look at it. I'm like, even if you can drive it to the scrapyard, it's worth $250. You might as well give the guy the $100, but it needed a battery, so $100 became $280, and had 2 flat tires, so he had to buy a little air compressor for another $45. Maybe Alyson bought the air compressor. The transmission was just a shift solenoid, like a $36 part. I'm going to replace them both, so now you're at $70, and then a side cover is like $60. So it's fluid. It's probably a $200 repair by the time I'm done, but I don't know what else the car needs. I'm going to clean the headlights. The headlights look like shit. They're all foggy. ABS lights on. I don't know if I'm going to do anything about that. Probably not. She's had the ABS light on, I think, every vehicle she's ever owned.
This jalapeno plant that I bought because I forgot to buy seeds didn't really do much of anything this year. It gave me I got 4 jalapenos, but now it's starting to look really nice. There's another jalapeno. There's a whole bunch of flowers all over the place. It really has adapted and grown to love the hot heat here. Which, yay, good, because I could use some more jalapenos. I need some red ones.
she doesn't care. She doesn't care about the ABS light. She just wants all 4 gears. Right now she has, I think it's second and fourth. That's what it feels like. I don't have a scan tool to read what exactly is going on, and the manual shifting thing doesn't work with the code, so. But it feels like we're starting in second, and it only shifts once, but at the highway it feels like we're at fourth, so. Yeah, I think she has second and fourth. I haven't done much diagnosing yet at all. I've done zero diagnosing. I gotta open up the hood and throw the multimeter on and make sure it's a bad solenoid, but when you get a high voltage code, it's 99% of the time the solenoid, 1% of the time wiring, which would be great because it's always the outside the transmission wiring. And yeah, I'll diagnose it, and here's my project for the day.
Talk to me when I look alright. The features in my face align enough to form a present smile. The people I just met were.
The ECM sits right there, and the transmission connector is like right below. Let me get this stuff out of the way, or the pretty cover out of the way, like right below the battery. So I'm going to yank the battery out, yank the battery tray out so I can get the connector. Then from the ECM through the transmission, I'll throw my meter on and see what the sensor reads, and then wiggle the connector and see if it changes. Most likely it's a solenoid, but I'd rather check the wiring up here before I take the transmission apart.
Oh, no. Morbidities for, again, it's very subtle. It's not straight up disinformation.
And gutted by the internet.
Yeah, it's completely gutted. People, they live this way. Now nobody wants to greenlight it.
I mean, I think Hollywood.
And Connor just hooked up to my speaker. That was way harder than I expected that to be. They didn't give me enough room. I'm too out of, I don't know how hard I can pull anymore. I used to know how hard I can pull and not break stuff, and now I'm being a little more gentle than I used to be. But either way, I got that piece of plastic out of my way. Now I can see what I need to see, I think. I didn't really look.
And if you got the result, then they want to commit fraud. And so I'm a cynical person, so that, to me...
Transmission connector is right down there. That's the fill plug, Dad, right there. You still can't see it, and I've taken all this stuff apart. Right there. It's black and you still can't see it. Maybe if I zoom. There it is. Now it focused on it. That was an impossible find for you with any of this on, though, Dad. Not knowing what you were looking for. I'm going to go inside, sit in front of the AC for a few minutes, and I'm going to pull up the schematic on my phone, know what pin I have to go to measure this from, and see if Connor's up yet, because I want to zip tie a tarp from like the car up to here and give me some shade to work in. But I'm not going to try doing that myself, and he was still sleeping last time I checked. So, and Alyson and Nancy are gone doing thrifting. I don't know, they went to Jim's Junk and some other places. It feels nice just being out of the sun. Yeah, that tarp is needed. Hopefully Connor's up now. And the sun is going to move that way.
So the shade alone will get better.
Originally sided with the.
Where I got to work at now is shaded.
Walk these statements back.
The engine's not, but the transmission is.
And
It
then,
won't be long, I'll have this up in the air a few feet and I'll be working
and the fact that
through where the
you
wheel
know
is
that
right
better
now.
use for that $175 billion? You don't think they
I think I get a break now, not because I want a break, even though cooling off feels pretty good right now, but I want to check the resistance of that wire. My electrical bag is in Nancy's van, and Nancy's not here. Her and Alyson are in town, so I'll head inside, figure out how long before they're going to get back, and if anything, I'll cool off a little and clean my glasses. I've been sweating all over them. Pin 2 at the transmission connector, which is that second one right there, right above my thumbnail, to that fuse right there. Right, I don't know what the spec is. Maybe I'll look it up. Probably 11 to 13 ohms, something like that. I should see resistance through there anyway. And then I should wiggle and move the wires going into the transmission, and the resistance shouldn't change. If it disappears and comes back, I know I have a broken wire. If it doesn't change, or if it stays zero the whole time, then yeah, then it's most likely inside the transmission. Then I can unplug it at the transmission and measure from the TCM to the thing, and if that measures good, then I know what's in the transmission too, but I don't usually take that step. If I wiggle in, I can't make it work. Yeah, it might not be a bad step to take on this car though. This isn't my car. I mean, it's my car. I have to pay to fix it. Whatever. Either way, I'm in a holding pattern. I don't know where to set you up so you can best see this, but I'm going to try here. I haven't tested this yet. This is all first chance. Light green, pin 2. Just the very top of that. And that's this fuse right here, I believe. 1.7 ohms. That's not as high as I want to see. Basically a shortage sensor. Yeah, that's just barely over an ohm. I'm going to look for the schematic and see what the other solenoid pin is. And that might, I can compare it to the, well, I got the part in the van. I'll be right back. Okay. I picked up 2 of these. Left the other one in the van. I want to keep the box clean in case there's 2 different style connectors. I'm pretty sure this is the right one, but I'm not so positive. I want to put both boxes in what could be harm's way. Okay, 25 ohms. That's good. A little higher than I remember the spec being, but it's been a while since I ohmed one out. The other one's 1.1, 1.2 ohms if you consider the resistance in the leads. Yeah, that's a short. So that short the power. Maybe I should have left it out and shown it to you. So this little $30 part, $36 part maybe, is 5.2 hours inside of that transmission. I got it diagnosed. It needs a solenoid like that Todd did.
What's the solenoid?
It's what turns on and off the flow of hydraulic fluid, which moves other valves.
How much will it cost?
It's $35 or $36 for a solenoid. There's 2 of them, so I'm going to do both. And then there's a side cover gasket, which is like $58. Then there's fluid. It's going to be probably about $200 total.
I'm glad I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. This duct isn't completely in the way, but it is somewhat in the way, and it's pretty easy to remove. Slotted screw, 10mm bolt. Thing's sitting in the sun. Believe me, it's hot. There's the impact of the jet on there. Now this thing's just got a little weird push over to the side and pull up. So tip on it.
Okay.
Probably easier. That's, you have to get it looser than you think, and then you still might have to
I
use a
did do
screwdriver to
that.
pry it. Okay, that's
Okay.
loose enough. I can see air in there. There you go. Okay. Let's put it back on the transmission control module connector. Yeah, that gives us a little more room there. This thing's got California emissions on it. It's got a big ass air pump right here in the way. That's why it seems so much tighter than normal.
Thank you.
It's been a few minutes. The battery died on the camera, and I just wanted to keep working. I'll show you what I have though. The bracket that was here was gone. The air pump that was in my way is gone. There's the transmission fill, Dad, now that you can see it. Not really easy to see. I don't know why they don't make it red anymore. When this transmission was new, that was red. Just takes a pretty small funnel to fill that too. Why does that turn so hard? Probably because it hasn't come out in a decade. I prefer a dipstick, but I'll show you later in the video what it has instead. Either way, everything's out of the way on top here. The air pump and stuff is over there. Now I just got to pull these side cover bolts that are along the top here. I'll probably go about halfway down on this side and whatever I can reach over this direction. And then I'll do the other half from the bottom. Doing something. That would be so much easier. Yeah, that would be so much easier with the hanging. That's way down at the bottom. Time to get this car off the ground. See if this goes better than the Ford. Jack and the Ford just kicked my ass. It took like 45 minutes to get it up. Jack was always in the way of the jack stands. I didn't want to roll on the gravel, so I'd have to put a board down for the jack to roll on, and it would slide that board a little, and that board would be in the way of the board for the jack stands. It was a nightmare all the way around. This thing weighs nothing compared to the van, so I'm thinking I can just throw the jack in the middle and just jack up the front and throw a pair of jack stands underneath it and make this job a lot easier. That ain't noise, but it's in the hole.
caught the edge of it in the beginning. Step on the brake or get my air compressor, and I don't feel like the air compressor. Oh, what are you doing? I thought you were inside with Mom, and then I come out here and you're just laying on the bear locker. That's why your brother wanted to come out here so bad. You were still out. Well, am I supposed to pet you while I wait for Connor? While I wait for the human one? I'm supposed to pet you with both hands if you're on the ground. On the brake pedal so I can start these bolts. Okay, that's it. Should have did that finger snap thing because the car is done and gone. The memory card filled up. I didn't have time to deal with it. I just kept working on the car. Nancy was hanging out with Alyson, so she didn't really want to deal with it either. And it was 100 degrees outside, so I just figured, what the hell, just get the car fixed and deal with the camera another day. So, but either way, the car is fixed, and I'll go show it to you up front here. I replaced the two shift solenoids, the good one and the bad one. I polished the headlights. They turned out really nice. Hopefully you'll see how yellow they were before. I replaced the transmission cooler lines and I changed the oil. So other than that, the car seems to be in good shape. It does have the ABS light on still, and it needs a evap vent solenoid. I'll deal with those when I get to Minnesota if the car stays working good and doesn't have any other problems. But it's right now I think there's $600 total into it, and it looks like a hell of a nice $600 car. I think she's going to do all right with this one. I hope so. She needs good luck with one of these cars. Yeah, two of them she crashed. That doesn't matter how good the car is. It's been a good couple of days down here. The car got fixed. Yeah, I should turn you on more often, but now I got a fresh memory card, so I'm ready for some more recording.